no bone when they see it. On a dig in an Anglo-Saxon cemetery, they can become quite blasé about the stuff. But in the cellar of an Elizabethan merchant's house, Neil scraped away some more earth. The thing was taking shape. It looked ominously like a skull. He called his colleagues over and offered a silent prayer that it would turn out to be an animal bone, discarded from the kitchens. They were working to a deadline. They couldn't afford the official delays that would follow the unexpected discovery of a body, however ancient. Jane and Matt began work. The three said nothing, but they knew each other's thoughts. The area of white bone increased. A rib cage, the skull, the limbs. The tiny thing lay there, exposed, clean, and bleached. It was obviously human, but so small, Neil thought. A baby. The three exchanged looks. It had to be reported. Neil went to the office to call the police. The 19th of September. As the young couple passed her, Dorothy Truscott glanced critically at the girl's flimsy sandals. "Good morning," she said briskly. It was her custom to greet fellow walkers. The young couple, blonde, bronzed, and clad in denim shorts, looked slightly startled, grunted a greeting, then walked on quickly in the other direction. Dorothy strode onwards. Her own shoes were of the sturdy, sensible variety, shoes for country walking. "Rags? Here, boy!" The spaniel bounded towards her, eyes glowing with adoration, tail wagging like a windscreen wiper. Dorothy picked up a stick and threw it. "Fetch!" She breathed deeply as the dog dashed away, sucking the fresh sea air into her lungs, and looked out towards the vast expanse of glistening sea. It was high here. 100 yards away, the green countryside tumbled down cliffs to unite with the sea. Calm today. The sea held a score of miniature boats, child's playthings. It was only the oil tanker, crawling across the horizon, which brought a reminder of the outside world of dirt and commerce to this lovely patch of South Devon. Rags returned with the stick, his exuberance tempered by the demands of nature. As he squatted to add his own personal bit of pollution, Dorothy looked round furtively and drew the plastic poop scoop out of her capacious handbag, along with a small plastic bag to contain the offending article. Perhaps true inhabitants of the countryside were accustomed to a bit of muck on their boots and a few dubious smells, but Dorothy was a believer in leaving things as you would wish to find them. Rags ran on up the path and Dorothy followed. The sun was warm for mid-September, and she regretted wearing her thick Aran jumper. But she climbed the path, knowing that the seat, her and Sydney's seat, would be waiting at the top of the slope. When she reached it, panting, she sat down heavily to get her breath back and turned, as she always did, to read the small brass plaque screwed to the back of the seat. In loving memory of Sydney Truscott, who loved this place. And he had. She smiled as she remembered how they had bought Dark Lane Cottage on their retirement, sold up and moved down to their holiday paradise. But then came the heart attack, the funeral. Adaptation to a solitary country life, so different to the Birmingham suburbs. She looked at the grassy ground. His ashes had been scattered here at his request. She felt near to him here. "Rags? What are you up to, you silly animal? What have you got there?" Rags bounded up to his mistress and placed the trophy carefully at her feet. A woman's shoe. "Rags? Come here!" He ran away gleefully. This time Dorothy followed. "Rags? Rags! What are you doing, boy? Come here!" She spotted the wagging tail behind a clump of bushes at the side of the path. "Rags! Come here now! This instant! Rags!" He appeared bearing another gift, a shoe to match the first. "Where did you get that, you silly dog?" She walked round the bush,